After successfully treating with Racallio Ryndoon and gaining safe passage through the Stepstones, more trials awaited Alyn Velaryon and his fleet. The next was Dorne. The Dornishmen were understandably alarmed at the sudden appearance of the large Velaryon fleet in the waters of Sunspear, more so when they were very much unexpected, given the situation in the Stepstones. Lacking any real strength at sea themselves to challenge the fleet, they chose to regard Lord Alyn's coming as a visit, rather than an attack, thus treating the young Lord of the Tides as an envoy. Aliandra Martell, the Princess of Dorn, came out to meet with him, accompanied by a dozen of her current favourites and suitors. The new Nymeria, as the small folk and lords alike named her, had just celebrated her 18th birthday, and was reportedly much taken with the young, handsome, dashing hero of the Stepstones, the bold admiral who'd humbled the Braavosi. Lord Alyn required fresh water and provisions for his ships, whilst Princess Aliandra required services of a more intimate nature, if rumour is to be believed. The two unofficial written tales of Alyn's life would give us differing accounts of the events. Bastard Born would have us believe that he provided the princess with the services she requested. Hard as oak, that he did not. Given what we do know of Alyn, if the account in Bastard Born were to be true, it would not come as a surprise. We do know the attentions the flirtatious Dornish princess lavished upon him much displeased her own lords and angered her younger siblings, Carl and Corianne. Nonetheless, Lord Oakenfist got fresh casks of water, wine and ale, and more than enough food to see them through to Oldtown and the Arbour. They were also given vital charts showing the deadly whirlpools that lurked along the southern coast of Dorne that had claimed the life of many a Westerosi sailor. Even so, it was the Dornish waters that Alyn Velaryon suffered his first losses of the voyage. A sudden storm, common along the open southern coast of Westeros, blew up as the fleet was making its way past the dry lands west of Saltshore, scattering the ships and sinking two. Further west, near the mouth of the Brimstone River, a damaged galley was put in to take aboard fresh water and make certain repairs, and was attacked under the cover of darkness by bandits, who slaughtered her crew and looted her supplies. The losses were more than made good when Lord Oakenfist reached Oldtown, however. The great beacon atop the Hightower guided Lady Baela and the fleet up the Whispering Sound to the harbour, where Lord Lionel Hightower himself came forth to meet them and welcome them to his city. The courtesy with which Lord Alyn treated Lady Sam warmed Lord Lionel to him immediately, and the two youths struck up a fast friendship that did much to put all of the old enmities between the Blacks and the Greens to rest, once and for all. Oldtown would provide 20 warships for the fleet, Hightower promised, and his good friend Lord Redwine of the Arbour would send 30. In a stroke, Lord Oakenfist's fleet had become considerably more formidable and a real threat to the Red Kraken. The Velaryon fleet lingered overlong in the Whispering Sound, waiting for Lord Redwine and his promised galleys, who were taking a long time to rally. Alyn Oakenfist enjoyed the hospitality of the Hightower, explored the ancient roads and ways of Oldtown, and visited the Citadel, where he spent days poring over ancient charts and studying dusty Valyrian tomes about warship designs and tactics for battle at sea. At the Starry Sept, he received the blessing of the High Septon, who traced a 7-pointed star upon his brow in holy oil, and sent him forth to bring down the warrior's wrath upon the Iron Men and their drowned god. Lord Velaryon was still at Oldtown when word of Queen Jaehaera's death reached the city, followed within a short few days by the announcement of the king's betrothal to Mariella Peake. By that time he had become close to Lady Sam, as well as to Lord Lionel, though whether he had any part in the writing of her infamous letter remains a matter of mystery. It is known, however, that he dispatched his own letters to his own lady wife on Driftmark, whilst at the Hightower. We do not know the contents, but could guess that it is related to the Lady Daenerys and betrothing her to Aegon. Alyn Oakenfist was still a young man in 133 AC, only 18 years of age, and young men are not known for their patience and rational thinking, no matter how brilliant a commander they appear to be. Finally, he decided that he would wait no longer for Lord Redwine and his fleet, and gave the order to sail. Oldtown cheered as the Velaryon ships raised their sails and lowered their oars, sliding down the Whispering Sound one by one. 20 war galleys of House Hightower followed, commanded by Sir Leo Costane, a grizzled seafarer known as the Sea Lion. Even without the Redwine fleet, Alyn was leaving Oldtown on a much stronger position than he arrived in. Off the singing cliffs of Blackcrown, where the twisted towers and wind-carved stones whistled above the waves, the fleet turned north into the Sunset Sea, creeping up the western coast past Baladon. As they passed the mouth of the Mander, the men of the Shield Islands sent forth their own galleys to join them. 3 ships each from Grey Shield and South Shield, 4 from Green Shield, and 6 from Oaken Shield. Before they could move much further north, however, another storm came down on them. 1 ship went down, 3 more were so badly damaged they could not proceed. Lord Velaryon regrouped the fleet off Crackle, where the lady of the castle rode out to meet them. It was from her his lordship first heard of the great ball to be held on Maiden's Day, and may perhaps set into motion his plan for Lady Daenerys. But before attention could be set on any political scheming, Alyn turned his focus north to Fair Isle and the Red Kraken that awaited him.